Welcome back to Your Favorite Black Lobbyist podcast. My name is Alexis. Today's episode is Soft Yet Strategic, Balancing Community, Self, and Career. Today's guest is a good friend of mine, Brianna Williams, corporate HR girly, but also former colleague. So super excited to get in today's episode. Cannot wait to hear the great things that she has to say. So tune in. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, Alexis. Hi.
Hi. So I would say the first question we're going to get into is, what does softness mean to you today, and how do you define it in your life?
Oh, that's a great question. I think for me, softness is just like really building my life on my own terms and like finding out like what I like.
Yeah.
You know, I do Pilates. I do ice skating.
You are a Pilates girl.
Ice skating. I'm an ice skating girly.
Yes.
I failed a couple times, but it's my thing.
Yeah.
And so I think really like softness for me is just building the life that I've always wanted and then living that. So living in what makes Brianna like that girl.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm glad you really said that because, I mean, I feel like we had these conversations before, but my aunt always told me that live the life that you want to live, right? In the sense of like, if you foresee yourself in the next 5-10 years, what does that girl look like? What does she wear? How does she eat? What lifestyle does she have? Like, work towards that, have vision, have dream. And I think, having you on today was the best option because I feel like you live that. And like, and it's not even about like, we gonna cut up. But like, it's not even about, I think when people think of softness, they think like, I have to have a certain level of money.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, depending on the lifestyle that you're looking for, wanting to have, yes, money is a factor to a degree, but I think it's the simple like pleasures. Cause okay, so like I was actually talking to my mom yesterday, and I now drink like water out of a wine glass.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because like, and she's like, "Is that water?" And I'm like,
and
"Yes,
it is.
Yes, it's ice water in a wine glass."
Yeah.
Because I got my robe on, I got my smell goods on.
Yes,
like
you look good, you feel good,
right? I was like, and even though yes, I'm winding down, getting ready for bed, but these are like simple pleasures, and it's kind of like we're in this trend now where we are romanticizing our lives.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of times we as women have shifted into the mindset that we're expecting a man or our partner to romanticize our lives. So when we don't get that, it's like there's a void of like, oh, and it's like, no, like you do that. Like, what are the things that you do? How do you show up for yourself? What does that look like? How do you have you crafted your life so when you do, meet that person? And I do want to get away from relationship stuff because that can spiral. What? Right. But I think, when you do meet that person, you're already living the luxury. So really it's more of how can this person compliment me? Whether it's a friendship, whether it is,
it could be family.
It could be
It's like choosing your battles. And like also for me, I just always tell myself I'm going to build the life that I want to live. Yeah. And like, I want to be the first person to introduce me to certain things.
Yeah.
So like, I wanted to be a Hawks season ticket owner or like a Hawks season ticket member. Yeah. And like, I was like, oh my gosh, one day I'm going to meet somebody and they're going to do that. I was like, you know what? I could do that for myself.
Yeah.
Like I can become a season ticket holder. I was sitting courtside by myself.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Courtside.
And like, it's not super expensive either.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to sell some and like had a little entrepreneurship thing going on. Like I was selling tickets and I was courtside. It was just a really good experience. And so I think we as women have to start taking ownership of our life and just building it how we want to build it and not wait for family, friends. If you got to do that solo trip by yourself, go for it.
Yeah.
That solo coffee date.
Yeah.
Be that girl.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because I also kind of like think dating yourself is super important.
Yeah.
And it's so important because I think it has that balance, right? Of like, I'm dating myself, whether I'm in a relationship with someone, whether I'm single, whether I have 10 friends, whether I have, you know, one friend. I think it's really important to take those, because you got to explore who you are.
Right.
Like, no one should be able to tell you about you but you, right?
There you go.
And so I think, you know, when it comes to how do you define softness in your life, you know, I really like that you said it's about that experience of what does Brianna like? What is, you know, what does that life look like? You know, outside of my circumstances, outside of, you know, how I was raised or how I grew up, you know, and so, yeah. And also, like, I'm realizing that I'm actually, like, how you live your life also can be like a testimony for other people, or even that motivation, you know, exposing them to something that they maybe were not thinking about doing, but now they're like, well, dang, like Brianna doing it. Because you inspire me all the time.
Alex.
I don't. You know, seriously, you inspire me all the time. Like, I see your Instagram, I'm just like, dang, that looks nice. I want to do that.
Nice.
No, I'm serious.
People do say that a lot to me. They're like, oh, you have like a clean girl aesthetic. It's not on
purpose.
Like,
like I'm just a clean girl. Anyway.
Not too much. But no, like, really, I think, you know, that's really like heartwarming to hear that, you know, I inspire you, because, like, you inspire me too. Like, no, all the things that you do, like, the first time I met you, I was like, this is a boss. And then I met you, like, my name is Alexis Boss. I was like, how ironic. It was hilarious. But yeah, just to think about, like, I'm not really a trendy girl. Like, I am the trend. You know what I'm saying? Like,
period. She said, I'm not a trendy girl. I am the trend.
I am the trend. You know what I'm saying? Be the trend. That's we need to call
be the trend.
But therefore, be the trend you want to see. And so with that, I think, like, you know, I always find things that make me happy. Or I like if I want to go and look at horseback riding, I'm gonna do that. You know, I
love stuff like that.
I like horses. I like how it looks. I like being dainty, but what dainty look like for me?
Yeah.
So, you know, and everybody's not gonna be like, you can't say, oh, this is what a soft girl is.
Yeah.
Because there is no really version of a soft girl either. You know, you have to define that for yourself.
Yeah. I agree. I want to switch a little bit to see, like, why do you think so many Black women specifically feel like they can't be soft? Like, so I know we kind of went through, like, you know, what does that look like for you and how you define it? But, like, from your perspective, if you have one, like, why do you think Black women struggle with that, like, embracing softness?
Yeah. I think it's because we feel like we don't deserve it. We feel like...
Hold on, say that again. For the people that couldn't hear.
You know, sometimes you got to run things back.
Yeah,
like, sometimes, you know, we don't think that we deserve softness. Mm-hmm. Like, being a black woman, and just, like, the history of, like, how much we're degraded. Like, it's just... We don't feel like we deserve it. And then also, like, when you're met with people that don't give you that softness, it's like, dang, I must not deserve it. So you got to be the person that gives and introduces yourself to softness that you've never seen before.
Exactly.
And like, that's the harsh reality that no one ever want to talk about.
Yeah. I think it's a real topic, because a lot of Black women don't really feel like they deserve it, because I think we've operated in such a strong survival, masculine energy type of vibe for so long, and not just a few years, like since probably I can think centuries, right? Like it's a historical context to it, you know, and even it's shifted into today's time, and it's so important, I think, for Black women to recognize that we deserve the luxuries in life. Like, we deserve peace, we deserve happiness, we deserve unmitigated love. We deserve the things that I feel like other women kind of get that most Black women don't receive a lot of times. And I really just want to, like, I don't know if it's like a PSA, but I just want to put it out there, like, you deserve it. Like, you deserve to be able to be soft, let go, not have to struggle, not have to feel that you have to take the world on your shoulders. Yeah. And I think naturally we just jump into that mode because if someone's not going to do something, baby, I'm going to get it done.
Right.
You know, like, I'm going to do it myself. And it's so natural, I think, to us that it's unnatural for us to know how to just let go and just say, well, if it don't get done, it don't get done.
Right.
If I don't do it, oh, well. And I feel like we're starting to learn to, like, unburden ourselves with that. And I think, you know, most people aren't really happy about that. But I'm like, no, like, this is not your problem.
Right.
You know, certain things are not your problem, you know, whether it's in relationships, whether it's within what's happening in the world. Like, everyone has always looked for Black women to be that the front face to everything, the protector to everything, when it's like, well, who's going to protect us?
Right.
Who's going to provide those luxuries for us that we will typically not only provide half the time for ourselves, or we'll always be the last person to provide it to ourselves. Yeah. And so no, I think that's real. I think that's a real thing.
I tell my mom all the time, I'm like, Mom, like, say no.
Yes.
Learn to say no. And she always told me, she's like, Brianna, but, like, if it's not me, like, who's going to do it? I'm like,
it ain't going to get done. It's all right.
It will get done. It will get done by somebody else.
By somebody else. Yeah.
And so, like, I'm teaching my mom, and that's something I realized, like, you know, being and coming from a single Black mother, and, like, yes, she's married now, but, like, being a child and growing up in that environment, always seeing my mom doing things, like, my dad wasn't very present, and, like, rest his soul now, but, like, you know, my mom was that girl. She was the one to make sure that, like, we were involved in different things. Like, if we wanted to, you know, my little sister plays in the band. She plays the flute. Like, how many Black families can you say are immersed in those type of experiences?
Right.
Like, not a lot. And so I just always think about, like, my mom being just such a strong Black woman and a Black mother that, like, I have to learn, like, okay, I can take that off. I don't have to wear my strong Black woman hat today. I can be a soft Black woman that says no.
Yeah.
a million times. Like, if I don't have the capacity, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that even kids now, like, the kids I babysit for, like, I mean, the kids I babysit, like, they say, oh, I just don't have capacity. I'm like,
oh,
there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There we go.
Like, they don't. And, like, I remember as a child, like, when I would be trying to do certain things, like, people would say, oh, like, you sometimes you act white, Brianna.
Girl, I hate.
What does acting white mean?
I hate that.
You're trying to say that because I like the finer things in life. Like, I'm acting white. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you said a lot of different things. Also, I can definitely relate because I also was raised by a single Black mother, and also teach my mother now, like, enjoy your life. Like, you don't have to, like, you got 2 kids that are grown. Right. Like, you don't have to do that anymore. Like, relinquish that and unburden yourself and just, like, well, if I don't do it, then who's going to do it? Somebody, it's going to get done. Right. And I think that's, like, you have to allow other people to do, like, to take care of you, or allow other people to step in and do their part. Yes. Right. And so I think we naturally were just like, well, I'll do it. I can do it better. Da, da, da. And it's like, no, like, step back, get your wine glass of water, probiotic juice, or whatever is in there.
Probiotic juice,
right? That'd be me too, child. You know, getting older.
I never had a probiotic juice.
Okay, not too much. Not too much. I have gut problems. But no, seriously, like, I can relate to that of just now we're teaching our parents to, like, unburden themselves of, like, you don't have to do everything, and you actually have more peace. Yes. And you are slightly a little more happier because you don't care, like, you're carrying things you're not supposed to carry. And it's very similar to how God speaks to us. Like, we carry on burdens that we are not supposed to carry, that we got to give to our Father.
Yes, we do.
And so, you know, don't give me the preaching up in here.
Right. I give all my worries to the Lord. I do not take on too much.
And it shows. But it literally shows when you unburden yourself and you give it to our Father in heaven, that we're not supposed to carry fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, all the other things that comes with this world, right? The same way that we tell our sisters, like, hey, like, unburden yourself, sis. It's okay. Like, if that man ain't doing it, it's going to,
let that
hurt go. If the family's not doing it, okay. Like, if people are not doing the certain things you want in your life or how you want them to show up, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the capacity to take it on, then don't take it on. Don't, like I said, don't burden yourself with something you don't have to. You said you were raised by a single Black mother, right? And, you know, you probably grew up seeing your mother be, you know, always wearing a strong hat. I mean, rarely has she probably taken it off to this day. You know, I guess maybe the question could be, what does that transition look like for you from, you know, because as children, when we grow up and we're going through our adolescence, we take on a lot of times, typically either we take on what our parents, you know, are and what they go through, or we are trying to be the complete opposite. And so what was that transition like for you, just from how you explained your, you know, a touch of how your life growing up with this, being raised by a single Black mother, to now you're incorporating and really embracing that soft life, you know, while also, and I do want to touch on, while also balancing, you know, your extracurriculars, you know, career, because you are a corporate HR girly, which is a lot, especially nowadays, because these jobs gonna work us to death. But yeah, I really want to touch on, what did that transition look like for you, if it even was a transition, and I guess going into how have you balanced your life now with, you know, career and community and extracurriculars, and, you know, you go to church and all the things. So
yeah, no, for sure.
That's a loaded question,
that's a loaded question. But no, yeah, I would say, like, my mom definitely introduced me to the finer things in life.
Oh, that's good.
And so, like, she just always,
my mom did too.
Yeah, like, I get it, and that's what I'm saying. She's like, Brianna, you're just so bougie. You're just, I'm like, I get it from you.
Like, I didn't make this stuff up.
Exactly. And so, honestly, like, just like the things that my mom exposed me to, like, you know, I used to live in Atlanta, and people always clown me all the time, like, Brianna, you're not really from Atlanta. Well, technically, I'm from Atlanta, but I was raised partially in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And, like, the reason why my mom moved us to Colorado is because, like, one, she got married, but then also, like, she wanted to provide us with a different type of lifestyle. And so, like, living in a northern state, like, totally different.
Yeah.
The experiences are different. Like, it helped me just be around people that didn't look like me, helped me understand more about myself. And I think, like, even to this day, like, it just shows me, like, I have allies. Like, you know, I love my Black people, and I'm always going to bring us to the top. But it's okay to have, like, white friends, Mexican friends,
right,
like, and be a part of different, you know,
social groups.
Yeah, different social groups. And, like,
it opens you up.
Sometimes they can be frowned upon in our community.
Okay, we can talk about that.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't know why, but, you know, sometimes people are afraid, but like, I've been around so many people that are just so welcoming. Like, other communities are welcoming, and I think, you know, we need to change that and start, like, you know, not always saying, like, let's invite them to the cookout, but maybe let's go to their cookout. Yeah. You know,
that the raisins and the potato salad. Yeah,
you can bring your dish.
Yeah, and eat just your dish.
But still, like, and I love what Black women are doing too, like, with the ladies who golf.
Yes.
And, like, are starting to immerse themselves in other sports that are typically white dominant sports or male dominant. And so it's like we're starting to get into those spaces, which I think are amazing. Yeah. So I think for me, like, I just like I parent myself by just exposing myself to different things. Like I said, like, I ice skate. You know, like, one day I might randomly wake up like, oh, I want to go try swim lessons.
Okay.
And, like, I'll do that. And I don't make myself feel bad about it. And then, like, when I go into these spaces, I'm like, wow, I'm the only Black girl ice skating. But that's okay. Like, because, you know, in one ice skating experience, I was like, you know, they're practicing and stuff. And then, like, one white girl walked up to me and she was like, oh my gosh, like, can you teach me how to spin? And I'm like, oh, me? Like, man, like, I'm barely, you know, I'm barely a pro. But so, I'm not a pro at all. But still, like, you know, just that experience and, like, being able to be seen as someone that, like, other girls look up to, like, white, Black, brown, blue. Yeah. You know, so, yeah.
That's good. So with that, because you already mentioned, like, your mom exposed you to a lot of stuff, so really the transition was pretty easy into when, you know, you coming into adulthood and, you just being able to be like, okay, well, I do this myself because I've already been exposed to different things, which I think is amazing. I wish a lot more people or women in our community specifically were exposed to that, especially in adolescence. But I think now a lot of women are starting to find that, which I'm really happy for, because
so
yeah, it is. And especially they don't limit themselves to be like, oh, well, this is a white male dominated sport, or this is a this. And it's like, no, like you can have access to anything that, you know, that's out there for you because it's for you. And so, and also it kind of goes back to the original thing of you deserve that. You deserve, you know, the luxury. You deserve community. You deserve a sisterhood. You deserve the things that are for you in this life. And just with that being said, how have you been able to balance, you know, all that? Because I feel like, girl, life be lifing some days. Life is hard out here some days. So how do you
too much?
How do you balance, you know, and I feel like in a strategic way too, how do you balance being soft while balancing a busy career, right? You know, social life, extracurriculars, community, you know, involvement. How do you balance all of that as a young Black woman just out here in this world, but still just trying to, just out here, you know?
I always think about Finding Nemo when Dory was like, just
keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
That's my life. But no, seriously, on a serious note, like I think just having God at the forefront of everything that I do, that's a sentence within itself.
Okay.
Because like, period. If I do not consult with God first on what I'm doing next or anything like that, like everything will fall apart. I am only here today because of Him. I am literally a vessel, and I am here to serve Him and do all things through Him, who strengthens me. But seriously, like, first God orders my steps every time, and so I think with me, I just try to make sure that I do things that I enjoy, number one, but then number two, like, I try to find a balance by not overworking myself.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I work a 9 to 5, but it's not a 9 to 5 every day.
Right.
You know, I have slow mornings. Mm-hmm. Like, I think a few Mondays ago, I had made this, like, cute croissant with, like, bacon, ham, cheese.
No invite.
You know, I'm just saying, like, it's like you have to cherish those moments and like intentionally place them in your life.
Yeah.
You can't just say, oh, I got to go to work again today. Yeah. Let me go. Like, no, you got to choose you.
Yeah.
I want to have a balanced breakfast.
Yes.
I want the orange juice.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I get the simply apple juice. Like that's my thing. Yeah. That's my routine. Yeah. And so I make sure that I pour into myself by doing those little small nuggets of things that make me happy. And then career, I am lucky to be in a career that I actually enjoy. I'm not just here to check a box.
Just a box, yeah.
Like,
and you dread getting up in the morning,
Yeah, I actually am excited to go to work and excited to see the people. Because I know that, like, I am kind of making a difference in the world. Yeah. And so then also I have, like, things I do outside of work that are, like, volunteering. So, like, I mentor a lot of girls. Yeah. I actually volunteered recently. Girls of Affluence. Gotta put the plug in for my girl. But yes, like they have like a amazing mentorship program, and then they also like do things for college readiness and just like prepping students for SAT, ACT, and so like being able to be in the community helps me like stay balanced as well, because like I don't want to get too far away from like my world because I'm always in corporate. Like, that's cool. Yeah, I love this corporate job. You know, it pays the bills. It got me my high rise. Right. Okay? But that doesn't mean that like it stops there. Like I need to be tapping into my community, making sure that I'm supporting and bringing other women up with me. Like we can all be at C-level, C-suite level women in corporate America. Okay. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
So.
I love that you are involved in the community. I love that you're involved in extracurriculars. I love that you are able to balance all of what you're doing, but also recognizing you cannot overwork yourself in one thing or the other. Right. And, you know, I love that because I had to have personally a harsh reality because I was suffering from burnout, because I think I was just investing so much in everything, all of me, that I just didn't take the time to rest and recognize that rest is not a sign of weakness. Being soft is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength because you're actually intentional about taking time for you. And you're actually, and I think it's also spiritual, it's godly too. God doesn't want you to just pour everything into other things in the community, into other people, even using as a vessel, but not pour into yourself and not using him to, and that's a real thing. And I had to really sit with myself and just say, you know what, like, I love everything that I'm doing. I love that I can give myself in these spaces, but I also got to give to me because, and if I don't take the time with God to be able for him to pour into me, you can't sustain that way. So I really do love that you mentioned about doing all those things, balancing everything out, but not overworking yourself and recognizing that, yes, I love my job, I love what I do, but it's not my everything. Yeah. I have to give myself to other pieces in my life. I want to touch on the girls with affluence.
Girls of affluence.
Girls of affluence. Kind of speak more about that, but also speak about how with you being the soft girl that you are, how have you poured into those young women today?
Yeah, no, like it's a program that's led by Miss T. You can find her on Instagram, and then also my friend Gia. Okay. She graduated from Spelman, the Spelman.
Oh God.
And so basically her and her mom, like Gia has always done like the all things college. So that's like for the college SAT prep and readiness, and then her mom is like finance. She's like a financial expert.
Wow.
And so they both did like a collab, and they do like a summer camp experience and then also a fall experience where they invite girls, introduce them to like golf, horseback riding.
Wow.
And then just teaching them and preparing them for not only college, but then like also how do you pay for college?
Yes.
How do you make sure you're prepared to stay?
Like
not just get in.
Not just get in. You gotta stay in there. Because
and like just the challenges of being a black woman or young black girl going into those new spaces. Yeah. Like, cause sometimes they don't go into a HBCU. They might go to a PWI, and it might be their first experience being around diverse individuals. Yes. So like really teaching them like what that experience is like, and then just like helping them, making sure that they're all ready, because our other counterparts in this world, they already had SAT at 9th grade, 7th grade years old. Like, it's crazy. So like, trying to just make sure that they're prepared.
Awesome. And what is the age group with that?
It's usually 15 to 19.
Okay, that's awesome.
Like, some students might be they might go to a junior college, but then like they can still come and like learn more about it just in case they want to switch to like KSU or like Georgia State. Yeah. So
that's awesome. No, I think that's great. First off, I wish they had something like that when I was in school, because that would have been so amazing to just be a part of, like-minded individuals, creating that community outside of, if you do go to college or you do go to a trade school or whatever, like however you live your life, it is so important to, take community with you wherever you go. Yes. And so,
I was telling one of them, I was like, my goal in life to make sure I have a friend in every industry.
Yeah, you're right.
I got a lawyer friend.
Right. Hey.
Shout out to my lawyer friend.
Okay,
Jones,
right.
Jones. But yeah, like all my friends, like I like, what I'm saying, I have an entrepreneur friend, boss lady, lobbyist, all the things, like that girl. So like I love having those type of, friends, and then it's just like you always have that village to follow you. Cause like we're of course we're all in different industries, but we all kind of
we all need each other. Yes,
and
we do.
All like go through this almost the same things. Like you're on this journey of like entrepreneurship and things like that. I'm sure I can call somebody up like, hey, do you need help with this?
Yes.
Like, this person has done this, and you can like link with them, and we can just spread knowledge. Because as Black people, like we just need to really like grow our village again. Yes. And like keep the wealth inside.
Yes.
That's a topic for another day. But I'm just saying, like, we need to all just like come together and be that community again that we had 250 years ago.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think it is so important that's very similar concept to you. Like anywhere I go, hey friend, hey mentor, Like you build those. I was just telling my little brother, like you build those relationships,
yes,
and nurture them because as you go through life, it is so important. It's actually a necessity. Yes. You never know who you're going to need, or who could be an assistance, or who could just be a word of mouth or whatever, especially if you're trying to get to the next step in life, whatever that looks like. And so even if it's not the same industry or thing that you're doing, we all are in this together in some way, form, or fashion.
You never know who.
And that's it. And honestly, Atlanta's not that big.
It's really not.
But honestly, the world isn't that big. I have been out of state, and then I found that we have mutual friends. And I'm like, oh, so-and-so. Or Instagram, you're like, why do you Yeah. Like, why do we have same mutuals? Like, that's weird,
exactly.
Like,
but I went to middle school with.
Right. You be like, how you end up here?
Exactly.
I actually I went to my 10-year high school reunion the other weekend, and literally one of my friends that I went to high school with works at the same job, a floor above or below my friend at Carter's. Wow. And I'm just like, okay. So you just, again, like, small world, just never know who knows who, how people are intersected. And I totally agree. I think as Black women specifically, we need to rebuild our community because I always consider knowledge liquid gold, and what's up here is priceless. Yes. Time, your knowledge, that wisdom is priceless, and so I really think it's important that we can pass that along within our own network and to be able to lean on each other. Of course, have our allies, of course, be exposing ourselves to other things and other groups. And I think that's amazing. I think we should also do that. I think we also should be able to build a community within ourselves and have that support, and also have people that we can know and trust and lean on that looks like us, that also go through similar struggles that other people, other groups may not go through when we are in different spaces, which I know is a whole other conversation for another day too. But it's really important to be able to lean on people that's like, hey, like, am I going crazy? You going through that? Or have you experienced this? And have that relation of like, yeah, like, and I can help you navigate that. Mm-hmm. Or I can, especially these young Black girls that are coming into the workforce or coming into the world. Because no one teaches you this stuff, right? Like when you get into it, you're like, oh, okay, well, because like I went to PWI, like I graduated from the University of Georgia, and that was a culture shock for me, not because I didn't have white friends, not because I wasn't already exposed, but not to that degree, right? I'd never been in a space or a classroom where it was just only me. Right. Like it was always diverse. Wow. And so when I went to UGA, I'm like, oh, well.
That's powerful.
I mean, but to be able to navigate that, and to talk to other people and navigate it, I don't want to say a right or wrong way, but navigate in a way that it doesn't fall back and bite you in the butt. You know what I mean? Because we're still people. We still have emotions, and when you're younger, you're not emotionally as mature as you may, be when you get older. So, I think it's really, really important to have those groups like Girls of Affluence and to have those people like, Miss T or Gia to be able to pass down to those girls and take the time and mentor and then bring other people in like you and potentially me. I would love to be involved any way possible. But yeah, like I think that's so important. I think that's amazing. So shout out to you for legit like being a part of the community and recognizing you need to pour into that because, you are some girl's wildest dream. How you live your life, how you show up, you existing, you showing up every single day is literally a girl's like dream board, like vision board. I don't know what they say, vision board, dream board.
They do say that too. So, and then also they've been saying like mood board.
Mood board, okay.
I'm like, mood board. That's
okay, right. I'm like, all right.
But yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. If a listener doesn't know how to tap into softness, what's one thing they can try this week? Or if not this week, in general, in life, what is some advice that you think that they can do if they don't know how to tap into that softness and or tap into anything that we talked about or discussed today?
I think to tap into your softness, you really have to take the time to learn yourself. Mm-hmm. So like, for me, I do this thing like every week. I have these Godcasts.
Okay, what is a Godcast?
A Godcast is basically like me pouring my heart out to God. And so like I recorded in my voice notes, and it's literally like, it's hilarious. But I mean, I'm laughing, but like, no, this is serious. Like I literally have a God cast, or it's been coined. That's the coined term.
Yeah.
But basically, like I just usually just have a conversation with God, like as if I'm talking to a friend, like, hey God, like this is what happened this week, and then usually I'll end that call crying or in tears. Yeah. And then, like, I go back and listen. I'm like, wow, I was just praying about, like, I want to live in a high-rise condo, in 2 years. And then 2 years later, you go back and listen to that. You're like, wait, I'm doing that. Yeah. So, like, really learning yourself and learning what soft means for you. So, like, for me, softness is really, like, enjoying things that make me happy. Like, if I want to try to go to Pilates once a week. So, like, try to do an activity or hobby that brings you joy. Like, and it doesn't have to be something that everyone else does. Like, I don't know anybody else in my circle that ice skates. And most people are like, Brianna, you're ice skating in the summer. That's crazy. But, like, that's something that brings me joy. Like, lacing up my ice skates. They're pink. Like, it's just so cute.
They are cute.
Yeah, like, it's just cute. And so, like, that makes me happy. And so, also, like, not allowing other people to define what softness should look like. You make that, like, you bring to term you make the terms of your own life and like what that looks like. You can't let other people dictate, like, oh well, Brianna, like, you used to have a Mercedes, like you don't have a Mercedes no more, like you're not a soft girl. Baby, I was a soft girl when I was staying at home with my grandparents. Like, yeah, you can't define what softness is for me. Like, little did people know, like, I was saving up to get a condo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me how to be soft. I'm that girl with or without your approval. Like, I'm that girl. I'm gonna run it back. I'm that girl with or without your approval. Like, and so are the other girls. Like, they don't need your validation for them to feel like they are soft, they're where they need to be, that they deserve to be here. Like, we all deserve everything that we want in life.
Right.
That's pure point blank. Yeah. Like, yeah.
No, I love that you said that, because I think a lot of people have this idea that softness is attached to a material thing. Yeah. And that's not the case. And I think we miss the mark when we think like, oh, you don't have the Benz, or, you're not wearing the designer. And it's like, I don't need to. Now, if you choose to do that, that's fine. Yeah. Nothing's wrong with that. But that doesn't make you soft. It doesn't, like, me stepping out of, like, a Mercedes or a Benz, a Lambo, right, a G-Wagon compared to my Honda CRV, and Sarah Lee gonna get me there every single time. Okay, it don't matter.
Sarah Lee?
That's my car.
Oh. Who are these people?
I was like, who is Sarah? Who is Sarah?
You love to name things.
I do love to name things. I feel like, there's a connection there with the intangibles. But,
oh my gosh.
No, but that's a real thing that, I'm glad you spoke on, that do not allow other people to dictate not only just what soft looks like to you, but your life. Yeah. What joy looks like for you. Don't allow someone else to, because people are quick to do that. Yes. Sadly. That happens to me where it's like, oh, like, why are you doing this? Or why are you so extra? And it's like,
and then they want to do it.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
That's the crazy part.
Then now you adopting my little water in a wine glass.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give credit where credit is due. If you want to take, anything from me, just like, at least give me credit for it.
Right.
Don't just adopt it and act like it was yours. Like, ma'am, one thing about me, I realized, like, I like to be very creative, and I like to, like, do my own thing. Like, I don't like to follow nobody. You'll never see me following behind. I don't even follow celebrities on social media because of that reason. Like, I'm not a follower. Like, it should be mutual. Yeah. So, like, I definitely hear you when you say, like, you want to make sure that you don't allow people to dictate your life, what you do. Yeah. Like, little do you know, like, I still love Waffle House patty melts. Like, I crave
baby, anybody that wants to anybody that wants to dog Waffle House disrespectfully can get these hands. I'm just playing. Like, nah, like, come on now. Sorry, the country didn't came out. Come on, now, the ATL. Come on now.
I'm
but yeah, like
ATL girly.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
And then I also don't think that people sometimes don't know that like Atlanta is very soft.
Yes.
Like, you know, we have so much Black history in the city. And, like, you know, I even romanticize the walk to Hansel and Gretel Cafe.
Yes.
Like, and this is down the street, like, right downtown. And, like, some people are like, oh, like, you live downtown? Like, you know, how do you like that? And I'm just like, it's actually really nice.
I love it.
You know, I love it here. I love the fact that I have a stamp in the city that I'm from.
Yeah.
You can never take that away from me.
You can't take that away from me.
I love that.
Yes. Likewise, like, I live in the Southwest side. And people be like, oh, and I'm like, first off, not too much on me because nobody bother me. I'm straight. I'm good in my hood.
Out the way. Out the way.
Like, I'm good in my hood.
And then, like, I used to live over that way. Like,
it's nice. It's
really
like,
nice.
And that's old money, too.
Girl, them big old houses over there. I'm like, oh, man. Like, that's why I want to retire. Like, cause
that's.
No, for real.
No, for real.
No, people don't know.
No, they really don't know.
Don't say too much. Atlanta is full.
Right.
Atlanta is full. Do not.
Right. No, yeah. Y'all can't. Y'all got to go. Y'all can't come here no more. Sorry. Not sorry. But y'all doing way too much. But no, I really do love that. And I'm glad that you touched on the Atlanta part because Atlanta, I think, is an epitome of not only just Black history, but Black wealth and being able to have actual, like, that's like, I say that all the time. Atlanta is a place where you can literally go down the street. And I'm not talking about rappers or NFL. Like, I'm talking about real CEOs, like C-suite Fortune 500 company CEOs that are Black.
Like,
my
mayor.
Yes.
My mayor.
Shout out. Right? Shout out Mayor Andre Dickens. But literally, like, Atlanta has access. You have access to that soft life. You know, whatever you want to get into, Atlanta honestly has it for you. Again, this is not a PSA for people to come here. We are full. We're done.
But you can visit.
You sure can visit, yes. But going back home. No, I'm just playing. But yes, honestly, like that, like to be able to have that access, to be able to, like you say, live in the city that raised you, you know, and that really has such a mark. Cause I know, like, we're used to old Atlanta. So, you know, we know a different Atlanta than what we are experiencing today. But I think regardless, you know, Atlanta has kind of everything that you're looking for. And like I said, I'm really glad that, you know, everything that you're doing, the balancing of your career, the extracurriculars, family, loved ones, friends, I think it's really amazing. And like I said, you just pouring back into the community, you living in your community and actually being engaged and not feeling like, okay, well, my softness or me elevating in life means I have to get away from that and put myself in a certain community or area that does not look like me. And it's like, no, like integrate yourself. Like I really do love all of that. So thank you so much for not only just your time, but your wisdom. And, you know, you have probably blessed somebody today just with the things that you've said. And I need to get that God casting from you because that I think is amazing. I thoroughly think that is such a cool way to not only just build a relationship with God, but to also be able to have something recorded and look back on your dreams and the goals that you have for yourself and actually be like, oh my gosh, I'm actually living the life that I literally prayed for. Literally. And the thing is, like, not only are you a blessing in someone's mood board or dream board to a little girl or somebody else, but you are that for yourself. Like, you literally are like, seriously, like, you literally are the inspiration of yourself. And so I really, really do love that. And I'm so thankful to be able to call you a friend, but also I'm so able to have access to you as a person, as a friend, because you hold so much value. So love you, girl.
Oh, thank you, Alexis.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching Your Favorite Black Lobbyist podcast. I really enjoyed this conversation today, and I really hope it blessed you and you enjoyed it as well. Please like, comment, follow, subscribe, comment below, put any questions you have, anything that you love from today's conversation. Super excited. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.